Hey guys, welcome to this video where we are going to jump a little bit deeper into SEO, and the reason why we're doing this is because SEO is going to be the main, if not the only source of traffic you're going to try to build for your site in this course. So I wanted you to have the deepest understanding possible, or at least just know enough so that you know what you're doing. So let's go and jump inside. What is SEO? SEO, to make it very short, is ranking for targeted keywords on Google. It's a really good source of traffic because people, as I said, have this really strong intent. So if they're searching for like the best hiking shoes, then they want to buy hiking shoes. And if you are showing up in here, people, they're ready to buy and you can make good money from it. So that's why we really like SEO. It's also not too competitive for a lot of keywords. It's very doable as a beginner, and that's why we are going for it. Now, how SEO works? What is the process to actually doing SEO? Because it's great to understand all the theory, but what do you do? Well, there's really several phases that you need to go through. First, you do keyword research. So you try to find keywords that are likely to create revenue or maybe create links for your website so that you can actually rank higher. So you try to find the keywords. That's kind of the strategical phase of the SEO process. And really a lot is decided here. If you do a good job at keyword research, even if you're not too good at the rest, then you can still do well. And that's really one of the phases that people tend to try to skip quickly. They just want to get to actually creating websites. But really this is where you make your money, at the keyword research and the strategic phase. Then once you have found good keywords, then you get to content creation, where you essentially just create content that matches these keywords so that you have a page that you can show to Google and be like, hey, this is the perfect page for this keyword. Please show my website up for this query. And so that's when you create content. Then once your content is up, you get to link building. And we're going to go deeper into this a little bit later in this presentation. But link building is essentially convincing other websites to add a link on their website to the new page you've created, and Google is using these links to rank pages. It's one of the main metrics they use to decide which site should rank higher. They use social proof through other webmasters deciding that your site is good enough to link to it from their website. So you try to do link building with other blogs, and then you monitor and optimize over time. That's really the main SEO process we are going to be learning in this course. Let's just dive a little bit deeper, starting with keyword research, which, as I said, is the strategical phase of SEO. So every time you search on Google, the data is actually logged in databases, and this is a screenshot of Ahrefs, which is the main tool we are going to be using for SEO in this whole course. You're not going to have to buy a lot of tools, but Ahrefs is going to be a pillar of what we do. And as you can see, they have pretty extensive data on keywords. So you can see I type golf clubs, and then they give me something called keyword difficulty, which is kind of a process metrics that gives you an idea of how many links you need to rank for this keyword to the page you're creating, how many people search for it globally, how many people return to Google, how many clicks you can generate, the global volume per country as well. You can see that. You can see also similar terms like use golf club for sales, eBay golf clubs, etc., with the search volume, etc., etc. Lots of data that can be found in these databases. And yeah, as I said, we will use Ahrefs.com to cover all the SEO data we need. And SEO is about making your site appear for the best keywords. And I have a bit of a case study here to show you and to illustrate what is a good keyword. So this is some rankings we have for healthambition.com, which is one of our websites. This site ranks for two keywords. It ranks for peanut butter, and it ranks for best multivitamin for men over 50. And if you look at the volume, well, peanut butter has 106,000 searches per month, while best multivitamin for men over 50 is 2,700 searches per month. So a lot less searches than peanut butter. The keyword difficulty is much higher for peanut butter. For some reason we rank for it. And the traffic to the page is roughly 10 times higher on the peanut butter page. However, if I had to ask you which is the better keyword, which one would you pick? Would you rather rank for peanut butter or for best multivitamin for men over 50? And which one makes us the most money? Well, for this, you need to think about the intent of the searcher. What do people want when they search for peanut butter? And what do people want when they search for best multivitamin for men over 50? When people search for peanut butter, they want very basic information about peanut butter. What is inside? Is it healthy? Can you give it to your kids? How much can you eat per day? Are you going to get fat if you eat it? These kind of things. And the main issue with this kind of queries is, how do I make money as a website owner? Well, there's not a lot I can do because, okay, I can link to some peanut butter, but people will usually just go to their grocery store and buy it, unless I have some very special peanut butter that's so much better. And even then, most people would just decide to go to their grocery store. So even affiliate marketing is not going to work very well despite the high amount of traffic there is. And so the only alternative we have to monetize this content on Health Ambition is doing it with advertising. And if you remember the video on monetization methods, advertising is the lowest revenue per 1,000 visitors. However, when we zoom back into our best multivitamin for men over 50, well, I am able to make recommendations for very specific products. And this is a screenshot of what the page looks like when you actually get on the page on Health Ambition. And you can see all of these are affiliate links. And when people click, we get a decent commission on the products people buy. So despite the fact that best multivitamin for men over 50 has about 10 times less traffic to the site and is a much smaller keyword, this page actually makes us 5 or 6 times more money than the peanut butter page. Why? Because search intent. Search intent is more important than the metrics you will see in Ahrefs, and you need to always put yourself in the shoes of the people that are searching and how likely they are to buy products. People who go on the multivitamin page, they are ready to buy. It's very, very high conversion rate. I think it's over 15%. And so this little example tells you what a good keywords looks like. It's not about search volume only. It's about a mix of search volume and intent. You can see best multivitamin for men has a decent search volume. Almost 3,000 people per month search for this keyword. So it's decent, but it's nowhere near peanut butter. But because of the intent, this page actually makes 5 times more money. So this is what you're going to have to think about and kind of the mental exercise you're going to have to do every time you pick a keyword. And don't worry, we'll do it several times as we go through this course. You'll see me build a case study site and you'll see me do it for it so that you get a hang of it. But intent is going to trump every other metric you will see in Ahrefs. Ahrefs is just here to kind of guide the rest of the process. And so that will be kind of a challenge for you in terms of keyword research when you will get to that point. And once again, don't worry, we'll do it together. Second is content creation. Once you have picked your keywords, once you have picked your strategical direction for your website, then it's time to create the pages that you will show to Google and ask Google to rank for, essentially. And really, there's another sub-process for it, really, where you will first plan your content and do some online research. Then you will draft it, usually in Google Docs. Then you will upload it on your site and format it, make it look good, and then put it live. So the way it works is post outlines usually look like this. This is actually an outline for a post on Authority Hacker, a fairly old one to be honest, but that gives you an idea. We work on bullet points. This one is on Workflowy, but I also like Dynalist. I think we'll use Dynalist in this course. And you will just plan every single information point that you will give inside the article. And that's when you are Googling the query, looking at the pages. Mark will do that with you. So we'll have an extremely detailed process on how you can essentially build something very similar. But there is a little bit of work before you start writing. Then once you have the outline, then you go into Google Drive and you start writing your article just following the bullet points that you've prepared. It's very easy to write an article if you've done the preparation properly in terms of outline before. Then you upload it inside WordPress. We are going to use the basic WordPress editor in this course actually, but we're going to make it look a little bit nicer. And you're just going to be putting the content together, format it in a way that looks nice and that makes people want to click on these very precious affiliate links here. And finally, you just have the live post. You press the publish button and you can see this post is live from the whole process. So that is the publication process for SEO. Then the next step is link building. We talked about link building a little bit earlier, but just to explain, Google works like a popularity contest. The more vote your page gets, the higher it ranks. So you can see the way it works, these are essentially representing different pages, and the small pages, all the small pages link to this one, so it has a little bit of authority. Then when it links to this page, just the fact it just only gets one link, but because it's from a high authority page that gets it from all these small sites, this one is bigger than these ones, then pretty much everyone links to this B1, so that's the one that gets the most authority, etc., etc. And that's kind of the reason why people call it link juice, because it kind of works like water flowing between different vases. That's how authority works in the eyes of Google, and that's their PageRank algorithm, which is, kind of at the core of the algorithm. And so your job as a webmaster will be to convince other sites to link to yours. Here's a screenshot of the kind of email discussions we have to get links to Health Ambition, for example. You can see that we outreach as senders, the people reply, and we're like, oh, great, let me know if you need something. And boom, we put your link here on our site. And that's the kind of work you're going to have to do for link building. And here's another example. So you can pause the video and check it out so you get the idea. But we are going to do this live with you as well as we go through. We're going to do it for the case study site. We're going to give you templates and we're going to show you how to run it. And here is another example, just in case you want to see more real life examples, and you get the idea. And really the method we are going to follow is fairly simple. We are going to create high quality content. We're going to do the best job we can with our outline, with our drafting process, etc. And then once it's ready, we're going to be emailing sites that are already linking to pages on similar topics. And we'll say, hey, we have another page on this topic that we think is really good. Do you want to link to it? If people don't answer, well, we won't bother them anymore. If they answer yes or no, hopefully yes, so we already get a link, then we also try to get a guest post on their site. A guest post is essentially writing a blog post on their site instead of writing it on your site. And the advantage of doing this guest post is that you get to not just link to this informational piece of content that you baited people to link to you with initially. You can get also links to your commercial content, the content like the best multivitamin page that we just talked about earlier. So we try to actually get 2 links per website, even though there is a lot of SEO theory, and I kind of buy into it, to be honest, that says that getting multiple links from the same site has a diminishing value. Because you link to a higher value page, a page that makes you money, it kind of makes it worth it. So that's the process we're going to follow. First of all, do you want to link to this informational page? Yes, great, I get a link. No, well, we won't bother you anymore. And then if they say yes, cool, thank you for the link. Can I also send you a guest post for your site? Yes, I get a link to my commercial page. No, well, I send them to what I call my army of sharers. And essentially, when I release a new informational piece of content, I can email these people to just share the content and build a hype around it and just overall build social proof that real people in my industry are sharing my content. So the outreach process is very efficient. It works a bit like a sales funnel. Then we will use Ahrefs to uncover all the SEO data we need, things like links and people to email, etc. We will show you the whole process, but Ahrefs is the same tool we're going to use. As I said, you're not going to need many tools, but we'll do a lot of stuff with Ahrefs in terms of SEO in this course. And step 4 is going to be ongoing tracking, because you won't always rank number 1 after running this process. You're going to have to keep tracking and keep pushing for things. So we're going to use things like Google Analytics, which is a free tool offered by Google. We're going to use Google Webmasters Console, which is another free tool offered by Google, giving you a lot of metrics about your site and how Google ranks it, etc. We're going to use the rank tracker in Ahrefs, so they can actually track your rankings. So you can see some rankings on Health Ambition right now, and they tell you how much it moves over time, how much traffic you can expect, etc., etc. And we'll use the link data from Ahrefs. For the email outreach, we will be using a tool called Mailshake that automates a lot of the process, makes it faster and easier, and gives you analytics as well. So when you send email templates, you can see how many people opened it, how many people clicked on your link, how many people replied, how many emails bounced, etc., etc. And you will be able to kind of like do a better job over time as you learn what's working and not working in your niche. So the tools we're going to use, Ahrefs, as I said, it costs $99 a month, which is fairly expensive, but you don't need to maintain the subscription all the time. You could be doing the planning for your site in about 1 month, pay $99, and actually they even have a $7 trial at the time at which I'm recording. And then once you're done with your planning, you could pause the subscription and reactivate it if you ever need it again. You don't always need it again. I would say probably you might need another month, but that's not too bad if you look at the yearly price and you need 2 months of it in a year. It's pretty acceptable. And overall, picking your battles, given the amount of time and money you're going to be putting in your website, it's worth spending a little more and getting better data. Then we're going to be using Mailshake for the outreach. So that's going to cost you $29 a month. It is pretty good value, to be honest. Most of the high-end outreach tools cost $99 this month. Mailshake is still pretty cheap. It's actually the one we use for all of our sites. It's our favorite outreach tool, highly recommended. You'll see why when we get to this in the videos. And then we'll use the Google suite of analytics tools, so Google Analytics and Google Search Console. All of this is 100% free, so you won't need to pay anything for the statistics on this end. So that's basically it for the SEO overview process, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.